Hello scholars, welcome to Warframe Academy Legend. Today we are here with the amazing streamer, moderator, BoarPriestEve. How are you doing today, Eve?
I'm doing fantastic, my friend Chili. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. It's a nice, hot, sunny, very hot, very sunny, very hot, very sunny British day over here. So I am sweltering.
Likewise.
Yeah. So I got introduced to your content through our shared stream team, NPC.
Yeah, NPC. I mean, so many creators. I like to think of it as a large tree with a lot of branches.
Yeah. It's like an absolute honor to share a streaming space with you. I'm really glad that I found your content. A few people have even like mentioned you to me as someone to potentially interview in the future, so here we are.
I'm so happy to be here. Like it's an honor.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
So, for those who may not know you at home watching the video, do you mind explaining who you are?
Yes. So I am the Boar Priest. Started my Warframe journey in 2016. I didn't really play the game like as hard as I do now, but oh goodness, I love the boar. Yeah. I bought the Mag Prime Access bundle specifically because of the boar. I had the original boar and I was like, there's a Prime version, okay, I'm getting the Mag Prime Access bundle. And my friends were like, no, you can just farm it out, and I'm like, it's not for me. And immediately fell in love with it. Ever since then, it's been the main primary that I use, the only primary, pretty much, unless I'm MR grinding. And it's slowly and steadily climbed up to about 52% is what my current primary usage stat is for it. And then I found out it has an incarnate. And yeah, so the boar is just, it's my favorite weapon. I was using it before the incarnate, after the incarnate, without the incarnate, and it's just my favorite gun. Auto shotgun, everything. The boar roars. What can I say? Other than that, really, I have a whole following of people who agree with me. We like to really dig into it and give boars to people who don't have boars, who have never experienced it before. We call it the gospel of the roar.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've noticed that when the Boar Incarnon comes around in Deviri, you call it Boar Week as well, don't you?
Yes, it's the Holy Week. Actually, that was interesting for me because it was my debut week for me when I came back sort of seriously. And that was the first week the boar came back. We've got about 3 weeks until it comes back again, and I plan on making a huge deal of it for anybody who doesn't have an incarnate. And I will be farming just Steel Path Deviri for everybody who doesn't have it all week. I have 3 boar incarnates. 2 of them are installed, one on my base boar and one on my boar prime, and I'm hoping that DE releases a new boar variant sometime in the future, because 2 boar variants are not enough for me.
That's totally understandable. Like a Prisma Boar or a Boar Vandal or something.
Yes, or even a boar wraith, because I know the Strun has a wraith variant.
True, very true. And for some reason the Gorgon, but not the boar.
Yes, not the boar. Justice for the boar, please.
Yeah. So, you are coming up to your 7-year affiliate milestone.
Yes. So what a lot of people don't know about me, because most of the people that have found me are new. I had 100 followers just a few months ago, and the support that I've garnered since the Boar Priest has come has been amazing. I went from 100, like a stagnant 111 followers, to 500 followers in just under 2.5 months.
That's crazy.
But I started streaming in 2019 with the help of my mom. She bought me a PC, and I streamed for 2 years full time. I'm talking almost every day, for 8 to 10 hours a day, and got affiliate within the first month. So that 7-year mark for me is pretty significant, because 7 is, seven's a lucky number for a lot of people, and it's like, it has a lot of significance.
Yeah.
And I've never celebrated an affiliate anniversary for me. So not only am I celebrating the 7-year affiliate anniversary, but also a 500 follower goal, which I never thought I'd hit.
So you've seen lots of relative success in a really short period of time then.
Indeed. Something I never thought, like, I really was just starting this character as a gimmick. It was a true idea that came out of nowhere, just kind of like 12 a.m. thoughts in bed, and I was on my phone like creating all these ideas. I threw a template at my artist put it all together within a week or so, and Boar Incarnate week hits. I bought this robe, I bought a vest, an undervest for it, I bought everything. It all came in before Boar Incarnate week, and I hit the Twitch streaming hard on Boar Incarnate week.
Yeah.
It just worked so well, and ever since then it's just been like everything just seems to mesh perfectly.
Yeah. So what makes the character then of the Boar Priest like, so special to you and your community?
I think it's that everybody really leans into it. People come in and they're not like arguing with me about like what's meta and what's not. They're not like, oh, well, this gun's better, this gun's that. They come in and they're like, the boar roars. And I'm like, yes, the boar roars. And we answer in silence. And we all lean into the character as it is, because, Warframe has always been about like the community just is so like there's so many different parts of the community, and I was like genuinely fighting with myself about whether or not I would have to combat like trolls or what have you in my Twitch stream, but that hasn't happened. It's just been like everybody's been leaning into it, and it makes the character work so much better. And the ambiance and everything.
Yeah, because your community is almost like a bit of a local phenomenon within NPC. I've been streaming before, and I've seen you pop into my chat, and I get like a wall of, oh my god, it's Eve, the boar roars, and I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? They're doing rituals in my chat.
I'm trying not to like. I don't want to make like it's sort of like that was the point when I like started this. I didn't want to make a a scene of myself, but I also wanted like other streamers to be like, who is this? Like, what are they doing? And ask questions about it, because when you ask questions, you're like, okay, the word gets around, and I've had people come into my chat like, I've heard you from word of mouth, and that's what I want.
Yeah, and it's incredibly intelligent though, as like far as like, not promoting yourself, because it's not even like a self-promo thing, but building that little cult of personality. Goes so
exactly.
far.
Yes.
So, do you mind talking us through the character then, the titular boar priest?
Yeah, he is. I mean, like, outside of the infatuation with the boar, which I mean, I kind of explained is part of my personality as well. It's not just an infatuation with the boar, but like a complete denial of like other shotguns in the game. So it's not that we label the Sobek, the Heck, the Strun apostates. And you know, it's funny. It's just a little fun we have. Obviously, he's very grandiose. When the boar is mentioned, he always talks about it. Like he's always, I lean into the aspect that like I have my ears everywhere. So when the boar priest hears the boar, he like appears. And I have this like the running joke in like the Warframe community that I've started to build is that the boar priest, like, he's omnipresent. So like when people start talking about the boar, he just suddenly appears in the chat. And that's happened a lot, not only accidentally, but like also sometimes on purpose, because I genuinely have a lot of tabs open on streamers sometimes, and I hear the word boar and I pop up in chat, and it just the scene that it creates is just so hilarious. So he's really like interactive with everybody. If somebody says the boar roars, he responds. Like he's not standoffish, he's not grandiose is the word, like grandeur, and wants everybody to know.
Yeah.
And he's not going to accept like slander. He's just going to tell you, like, if you're gonna ask him why, he's just gonna tell you because the boar roars. That's all that you need to know. The boar roars, and that's all that need be known.
So are you ever like, imagining like the instance that you get like 1 million followers, do you ever like anticipate the rise of like counter gimmick accounts like Strun Cleric Adam or like Seed Hope or something?
You know, I fully expect to see like troll accounts like that soon. I don't know if I ever expect to see like people doing it as like a streaming gimmick to my level, like, because it takes a lot of commitment to and a lot of energy to be at this level of, I don't necessarily want to call it aura, but like because that's like not the right word, because the way that people use aura nowadays, but like the energy you have to put out on a day by day to keep people interested and not just end up being, you know, this just regular streamer that just streams. I fully intend to see like alt accounts popping up of like Strun, like you said, Strun Priest Adam, and like Sobek, I don't know, Sobek Cleric, and you know, stuff like that. I expect to see them soon, and I like we're gonna have fun with it when it happens. I just expect the exposure and the everything to like build the word, the good word. I mean, it helps that everybody in the community leans into it.
So is the boar priest like something of a I'm not sure if you're familiar, you probably are, you're a gamer, but a like a Warhammer 40k like tech priest or like mechanicus like type?
So, you know, it's funny, when I explained the concept to my my artist, I was going for a Orakin design on his art, The glasses came from, I mean, obviously you see the real life glasses.
Yeah.
I've had glasses like this for a long time. There are some real life pictures of me, even one of my old profile pictures on Discord that I used of me wearing glasses like this. And my family was always like, why do you wear those glasses? Like, why those? And I was like, you know, I'm really gonna lean into this sunglasses thing because my family just teases me for it so much, and I think they look sick.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of steampunk and always been a fan of Warhammer as well. So I think it does kind of like draw inspiration. The whole tech priest thing in Warhammer, I love the tech priests. I love, like, I genuinely was thinking about more of a modernized like priest when I went for it. So I guess you could say it was Warhammer inspired.
So one day you will be sanctifying players' boars then and like sending them out onto the battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I need to get a Thurimbal and, you know, start sanctifying boars on stream, like,
burning
I guess
sage,
we'll have to
like,
do it
directly in your office.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be. I guess I have an air filter already, so we'll have to work with it.
Yeah, and I just want to point out, like, it is incredible how much like energy it takes to play a character. You know, because you think of like your old school like Dr. Disrespects and stuff, and they're like, they make it seem so effortless, even if Dr. Disrespect isn't probably the best person you might want to be compared to. But in terms of playing a character, a lot of people make it look totally effortless. And as someone who plays like a semi character when I stream sometimes, those who know will know, like, it really takes a lot out of you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I wear sunglasses for 8 hours.
Yeah.
To play this character. That's the first like real, like, I don't take my sunglasses off during stream unless I'm asked to.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people are like, are you wearing like blue light glasses? And I'm like, no, these are sunglasses. And not only that is like every single person that follows gets a grand entrance, every single first message, every single, like, we are my character is welcoming to everybody, and I play that to the max, because if you don't and you start to lose that image of who you are,
yeah,
then you aren't your character anymore. And I've spoken a little bit about this at length, but like as a theater nerd or a thespian, I love the theater, the whole theater arts and the creating of a character, and I wouldn't feel right if I wasn't doing it at all times. So like to have the stamina to be that character at all times, it definitely takes effort.
Yeah, for sure.
But I love it. Every day I come out of my stream with a smile on my face.
Yeah. And like, especially when you have such a larger than life personality within your character as well. Like you many people can see like the character of the Boar Priest going so far and like hitting like mainstream Twitch and stuff as well.
Yeah, I've well, the name, if I'm gonna name a name drop, like when I started like the development of this character, my biggest like cheerleader before it even started was Senator Dongo. And I think like we can all speak to say like his character is like a huge thing for him. And
yeah,
he was so excited, like constantly we were in voice chats and he was like, dude, I can't believe this. This is so amazing. Like, I'm so excited for you. And it pumped me up to the max to really drive this. And that's what kind of put me in the mental state to like start pushing this and like not necessarily self-promo myself, because that wasn't really what I would say I was doing, but like go into streams and be like, what I was doing was I was hopping into streams, you know, with my name BoarPriestEve, and I was like, it's Holy Incarnate week.
Yeah.
Have you farmed your boar incarnate yet? And, you know, a lot of people at that point didn't know I streamed. Like, there are a lot of friends that I've made since then that didn't know I was a streamer, that their first interaction with me was me asking, have you farmed your boar incarnate?
Yeah.
And that was where it started. And he was like a direct inspiration for me because of how he pumped me up when I created this character.
Yeah, because Dongo is such a character in his own right. It's genuinely so impressive.
Absolutely. The energy that he has, and with how many people he does it with every day, like,
yeah,
you can tell he was probably a theater nerd.
Yeah, for sure. It's so funny you say that, because I too like have character aspects of my stream, and I have been a massive theater guy for like the majority of my life, and I've really enjoyed, like, you know, singing and being in plays and stuff. So I feel like there's like a pipeline from starring in Fagin and Oliver Twist when you're 8 to wearing a $3,000 fursuit live in front of a camera, you know.
Oh my god, yeah. Like, there is a certain, like, so for me it's like my first, when I was yeah, I mean, like, it's crazy to see where you go, because like for me it was like I was a DNR rep in my first musical in middle school. Yeah. And I really played that up, and like I had like 2 scenes that I was in the entire musical, but I stole the show. Yeah. Like, everybody loved me. And to go from that to being a Twitch streamer who rants and raves about a single weapon in a single game and grows a following off of that, yeah, and wears a robe and cheeky glasses, and, you know, essentially forms like a well, gosh, pseudo religion, yeah, of shotgun, like shotgun messiah sort of situation.
Yeah. Shotgun Messiah would be such a good fucking band name, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I pulled that. You see, I'm a fan of 7 Days to Die. Yeah. So, like, Shotgun Messiah was like one of the books that they use in the game. So, like, Shotgun Messiah, it kind of makes sense. And then I was like, it just, you know, to go from that to where I am now, it's like, it's amazing. And to see the support, it's just, yeah, I would have never expected it. I just came up with this in the middle of the night.
No, it's genuinely such a creative way to look at streaming, and like, you know, like myself, I've done like the 30-minute Chili stream, and then, you know, one day I'll do the full Chili stream. But like, it's so impressive to see like the level of creativity that goes into making entertainment for people for free on the internet, you know, like subs and all that stuff are always optional, you know.
Yeah, and that's really something I push, is like, you know, I'm only here for your entertainment, and like I create these events that are in my, like, one thing that people really like about my stream is like the events for badges that I create in my chat. Yeah. My first one was the, like, kind of the creation of the boar priest disciples, the disciples badge, and one of them is a boar, just like the base boar badge, and then the disciple of incarnate. Now, what a lot of people don't know about Twitch is that, like, when you create a badge for an event, you have to create a paid badge, and then you have to create and then it allows you to create a watch time badge. Yeah. So I created the paid badge and added the boar with the incarnate activated on it as the paid badge, and then just the base boar as the regular badge. Yeah. And people really digged that badge. So now I'm running a new one that's like an Aya, a single Aya as the watch time badge, and then it's got 3 Aya for the paid badge. Yeah. And people really, I mean, they go crazy for this stuff, because I because of my persona, people really want these badges. And I'm like, you know, it's all like, watch time is the most important thing for me, because that's what I want you here for, watching this stream and making the community what it is.
Yeah. It's the most impactful metric as well. Like, if people are watching for a long time, then they're talking about it, they're sharing it, and you're, you know, capturing attention, you know? It's
exactly
genuinely so huge.
Yeah, I lowered the sub cost for the paid badge and upped the watch time.
Yeah.
So that people would, like, you know, because what it is it's like a FOMO thing, fear of missing out.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm really like, I'm hoping that drives people to watch the stream more, because I don't want people to like feel like they have to pay for the badge. I want people to feel like they have to watch for the badge. That's what I want, because I want people to see me.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And see the board priest and see the funny moments and clip, you know, I want to clip those moments and make content myself, because I feel like I can make content eventually.
Yeah.
Outside of just Twitch too.
And speaking of the Aya watch time badge, you are known for one other huge thing within Warframe, aren't you, Eve?
Yes, that was sort of a secondary effect of my my boar antics.
Right. So for those who don't know, what is the other thing that you're very, very famous for in Warframe?
So in the Warframe content creator community, I've become well known for farming Aya. The Aya Crusade is what we call it. Because I am on a mission to collect 1,500 Aya before the boar comes back in Resurgence, because I'll be buying 300 of each boar relic. And the explanation for that is boar prime sets are very expensive. And so when you gift boars to those who don't have boars to spread the gospel of the roar,
yeah,
you know, you start to run out of boars. So it can get very expensive on the plat wallet after a while. And since boars are the only things that I give, and it's been getting around that you know, if you need a boar, come to the Boar Priest.
Yeah.
I've been finding myself running out of boars very fast. So I can't maintain the plat wallet.
You've driven up demand without much of an increase in supply, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
And so it gives me the energy of, I don't know if you know, like, old school Pokemon, but there was a guy who heard that Laprases in Gen 1 Pokemon were endangered, so he like bred hundreds of them and like released them all from his PC to, in his like headcanon, like de-endanger them. And so in future generations, they referenced him in the Pokédex by saying, like, Lapras are no longer in danger because one guy's breeding efforts like brought them all back into the world. That's what I'm getting with your boar relics. You're putting them back into the earth.
I've got a lot of recent comments lately about how people are like, the Boar Priest is going to crash the boar market when it comes back in Resurgence because of all the Aya I'm farming. I'm at 803 Aya currently.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to pay 6 platinum for a boar prime set, so please keep going.
This is your sign, Warframe players, if you have boar sets to sell.
I tried doing something very similar a long time ago. I wanted to corner the market on arcane helmets because I think arcane helmets are really cool. The issue that I learned is that many people who have them don't sell them, so I kept buying arcane helmets and spending all my platinum on them, and then no one would buy them, so I just have a fuck ton of arcane helmets that no one wants. So, like, I like to think this is a more successful version of that venture, almost.
Yeah, because people really do want boars.
Yeah.
The arcane helmets, yeah, I've seen a lot about them, and I've never had one myself because they were gone by the time I got to the game. But
yeah,
that is a worthy endeavor.
I tried making arcane helmets cool again, but unfortunately people just aren't quite that interested in them.
It's really just, and it's all about finding the niche, and for me it was like the boar is like a niche weapon that like a lot of people respect, but it's more low key.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a Cedo guy myself, I'm gonna admit. Or a Sobek. I love a Sobek.
A lot of people like the Sobek.
Yeah,
I can't. I've not even farmed a Kuva Sobek. I don't think I'm ever going to either. I have to keep, like, that's the one thing about that keeps this character interesting, is like I have to like maintain a certain like distance from other shotguns at this point.
Yeah.
Like I'm almost thinking about selling the Strun Prime that I have because of it. After I get the MR for the Strun Prime.
Yeah.
Because I already have it at this point, but for those of you watching, close your ears, because I think I'm gonna grind the MR before I sell it.
Yeah. Whoa. I mean, you can call it field research on the enemy then, surely.
Oh yeah, you're right. Field research is a good way to describe that.
You know, like when the new Doom shotgun comes out in the Fornax expansion later this year, you know, you're gonna have to just do some field research on the new sentient shotgun, right? Surely.
Oh yeah, probably. Definitely. I'm really hoping that we get a new boar variant soon, so I won't have to think about it too much.
It pains you to imagine laying hands on another shell-fed weapon.
Yes. I really dislike shell-fed weapons. That was the one thing I disliked about the Strun.
Yeah, fair. No, not a fan of the single loaders.
No. I like that the board just manifests its own rounds. It just spins around in a circle, and then just 30 rounds are in your mag.
It just does that. It just does that shit.
Yeah.
So you've been streaming for 7 years now. Well, 7 years as an affiliate. I'm sure longer than before that. So what sort of content have you ever produced besides Warframe, if anything?
Yeah, so I was like majorly into variety, and there are even a few clips of before the Boar Priest. For the most part, my affiliate career, like becoming an affiliate, I was full-time into League of Legends.
Okay.
It was just my favorite game. I played it for 8 years.
Yeah.
Before I stopped really playing it. And that's a tough market.
Yeah.
Because everybody plays League, or everybody used to play League anyways, not so many anymore, but it is a tough streaming market.
Yeah.
And competitive and toxic, and if you are not the best League player in the world, you have a very tough time making it.
Yeah, because I think that's what's so important about, so interesting about Warframe on Twitch, is that Warframe doesn't really have its Tyler 1 or its, landmark for, Tarkov content and stuff, you know?
Yeah. That's really it.
I guess Moist Critical is, the closest thing we have to, the biggest name streamer, but Critical also isn't, famous because of Warframe. He's just famous and plays Warframe.
Yeah, recently we've had Mr. Raffle Waffles, a big zombie streamer, has started playing Warframe, and he's doing a lot of the analytical side, exploring lore and stuff like that. That's probably the biggest content, one of the biggest content creators in recent years that I've seen take up the mantle of Warframe and really, really play it.
Yeah.
And he's deep dive playing it too. But I think the interesting thing about streaming is you can do one of two things. You can be really good at what games you play, or you can become known for the personality that you bring.
Being quirky and charming.
Emos. I'll use an example here. One of a well-known streamer that I know that's maybe not the best personality or maybe not the best gamer,
Yeah.
but like is a well-known personality is like Admiral Baru.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has like some of the most used emotes across Twitch.
Yeah.
If you see his emotes, I know those emotes.
It's the panda guy, right?
Yes, the panda guy. Like, see?
Okay, right.
I say his name and you know who he is. Like, you can become known just because of your emotes. And so when I was creating my identity back in 2019, I tried to be somebody who was creating emotes that would be recognizable.
Yeah.
But I went the wrong direction. And so when I became the Boar Priest, I think I nailed it on the head with what I did, not to like, you know, toot my own horn, but it was exactly what I wanted to be.
Yeah. I feel like I'm somewhat capturing that market with my recent boneless pizza and corn on the cob emotes. I'm not gonna lie, those.
Yes. The cursed emotes really make an impact in other communities too.
Yeah.
Because like then you'll like use the emotes and like you'll have other people using the emotes.
Yeah.
And people will be like, what the heck? And then they'll see where your emotes are and they'll either drop a follow just out of pure curiosity, or you'll show up and they'll be like, I've seen your emotes. And you know, that's kind of like, it's an interesting side of Twitch because emotes are so widely used. That's the best part about global emote usage. And even like metric wise, when I created my Ayabongo emote, which is probably my most popular one right now.
Yeah.
It's been used like 1,200 times in the past month.
Yeah.
Across Twitch. So that one is getting recognition everywhere. So inadvertently, I've become an emote. Like I've become spending 20 minutes in Microsoft Paint has made me like an emote star across Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, and I totally get that. When I first dropped chili on the cob, I was gigantifying it in just about every single chat I knew I was like chill with, and everyone would go, "What the fuck is that, chili?" And they'd see, and I could see in real time that they were hovering over it and going, "That's one of yours." Like,
yeah, I mean, like, there's shock value and there's adorable, and I think Baru goes with adorable, but like if you can get shock value out of your emotes, that works just as well because people totally dig that.
Yeah. So you've played League, and me and you have played a bit of Darktide together, which was an incredible stream.
Indeed. I loved it.
Is there any other content that you're like looking to, you know, play in the future?
Oh goodness, I'd have to look, but like I'm very like I did a recent Halo gameplay segment with my friend Coach, and that was very fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, campaign evolved, right?
Yes, campaign evolved, and I'd really like to do like more of just the original Halo games. I try to trying to stray away from like MOBAs just because they don't really it's like I said, you have to be really good at the game to garner any interest.
You either have to be Tyler 1 or you have to be Shroud.
Yeah, exactly. And even some good players don't receive like a lot of attention. But I was thinking about solo games. A lot of solo games were things that I were interested in.
Yeah.
But if I have to do a solo game, it has to be something grand. Like first thing that comes to mind is like Elden Ring, and I would definitely do like a holy build in Elden Ring just for the Boar Priest like persona.
Have you ever considered like puzzle games as well? Like, because with your whole branding as like, you know, like the priest or like, you know, like quite a mystical character, like games like Blueprints or like what Remains of Edith Finch or The Return of the Obra Dinn might also be like right up that alley.
You know, I've never considered it. With puzzle games, the problem is I have a tendency to like miss glaring parts of a puzzle that should be obvious. Right. So I'll be sitting there staring at a puzzle trying to figure it out, and I'll probably have the chat look at me and be like, "Are you stupid?" But that might be a good idea.
I feel like that is in of itself a gimmick, right?
Right?
Guys, I was just pretending to be stupid. Obviously, I saw that.
Right. The priest doesn't miss anything.
Exactly. We're just testing the viewers to see if they caught it.
Yes.
I rather famously have a short form video on YouTube where I was playing The Outer Worlds, the shit one, not The Outer Wilds. and the objective in game was like interact with the button on the wall, like the intercom speaker. And I kid you not, that short was 2 minutes of me looking all over the room. Bearing in mind, there's a big fucking glowing like box on this wall I'm supposed to be hitting Eon, and I'm like, where is it? I'm so lost. And then like my friends in this VC just being like, oh my god, Chili, you're just like, we should just put you down now. You're too far. And like playing it off like, yeah, bro, I was clip farming, bro. I was clip farming. I'm not dumb. So I feel like that level of marketing is like, you know, yeah, of course, weaponized incompetence. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Commercialized incompetence.
Right. And you know, that just sometimes I've been like talking to people before, sometimes that sort of incompetence, like the whole auto mod thing in Warframe.
Yeah.
Like it brings people to your chat just because it makes them mad.
Dude, it brings people to their knees. Hello.
Oh yeah, because they get so furious.
Dude, I'm people. I'm a Warframe educator, and every single time I see Senator Dongo hit that auto install button, it, like, you know, an angel loses its wings, bro.
Yeah, people get so mad.
I'm people. I get so mad, and I'm tired of pretending I don't. I made a fan art just for it. I made the one of Dongo on the crucifix. Me when I auto install.
It's truly genius, though.
It's such
it's a genius way to get interactions.
It's such an effective call to action.
Exactly. No publicity. What do they say? No publicity is bad publicity.
Exactly. So you obviously primarily do Warframe.
Yes.
Why Warframe? You know, like what led you down this road?
You know, it's very interesting because I kind of brushed on this in the beginning. I was back in 2016. I had the most crap laptop ever. It was a 2016 HP Streambook with 4 gigs of RAM. It was the size of my 2 hands put together.
Oh my
probably
god.
It had a half keyboard, a mouse, like a little mouse pad on it. I had to buy a mouse. I had like 2 USB ports. My friends wanted me to play Warframe, and I played League with them, and so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll play Warframe.
Yeah,
I'll try it out. I played Warframe with them for a few months, and back then it was a lot more difficult to get into it as a new player.
Yeah.
I had my friends holding my hand the entire time.
Yeah.
I played for a few months. My PC couldn't really handle it well. Things were very, like, FPS was very low, it was very stuttery, so I stopped playing.
Yeah.
I got a better laptop, tried it again in 2018. Still wasn't that great. My PC, my laptop had about 8 gigs of RAM then. It's still like a Walmart laptop.
Yeah.
So very not that great. So I played that again for a few months. Still not that great. 2021 came, and by that time I had a PC. So like an actual PC. Finally played, and that we had the spin to win meta at that point. So the Galatine was really popular, and you know, build up combos for like insane crit chance and use cleaving whirlwind and spin to win.
Yeah.
Was like a huge meta back then. My buddy, my founder buddy, was playing with us, and I spent hours farming to get the Galatine parts and cleaving whirlwind as a stance and all that, just to build that. And so for that, I played for probably about 3 or 4 months around that time. But I mean, it still didn't like click right. It didn't feel right to me. Then in 2025, I mean, I'm going to say it again, but Coach started playing Warframe and I was like, okay, let's get back into it once again. So I started playing and I just like, there was so much more. There was stories, there were things that like weren't there before that I was like, this is insane.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with the story. Like it was making me cry. I was going through all these like 8-hour storylines that were not there before.
Yeah.
And I like powered through it, but then in March I hit a really big slump. I stopped playing the game. I was playing a bunch of other games, like just random stuff. And then I didn't play until after my birthday in April. I didn't start playing again. And I think it started with like a cascade level cap.
Yeah. As all good things do.
Yeah, and I just like did a level cap and like an RB, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get right back into it, and I just dove back into the game hard. Started doing like standing, I built a bunch of stuff, grinded like 5 levels of MR from like MR 20 to MR 25, and then the Boar Priest came to me. It was like he came to me in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And I like, and from there it was like Warframe just sort of picked me up. And now every day I'm online, like getting into Warframe. Like I may not always know what I want to do, but I always want to get on Warframe at least once a day.
Yeah, for sure.
So it went from playing the game and once every couple of years to getting in the game really hard to being burnt out after completing all the stories to like this revelation and return.
Yeah.
And I'm not even done with everything in the game yet. Like there are still things to do.
Yeah.
I'm not even MR 30 yet. So there's still so much content for me to grind. I haven't even touched all the different pets. I only have one type of Kubro. I don't have a Kavat.
Yeah.
I don't have any of the MOAs or anything like that. There are so many different things. I've never built a Zaw or a kit gun, nothing like that. I have so many things that I could do in the game still. So there's still so much content for me to do.
I can imagine if you do Cascades, you've at least messed around with amps though, right?
Oh yes, I have built a 547, a 177. I have 3 different types of amps besides just the Moat amp and the Sakaris?
Yeah. Oh, Sirocco.
Sirocco, yeah, Sirocco, sorry.
Yeah, this little guy. I actually have a plush Sirocco.
Oh, that's sick.
Yes, the Makership campaign. My camera's like way too low, but I have all the Warframe makeships up there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I see your little Lex Prime behind you too.
Oh yes, the thing that I learned recently from a Mr. Tinky that I probably shouldn't aim at the camera while I'm live anymore, just in case Twitch suspends me for threatening my audience with a prop firearm.
Which reminds me, I'm in the market for a 3D printed Boar Prime. If anybody is a 3D printing expert.
So you took several breaks from Warframe, as we all do. Did Warframe take a while to like click with you then, or did you sort of get it and just didn't want to play it that much, or was it like like you see like the 3-day crafting times and was like, oh, this is just a mobile game on PC?
So the crafting times got me in the beginning, and that was probably why I played only for a few months in the beginning, way back in 2016. Yeah. Because that kind of got to me, and that was why I bought a lot of my stuff initially. But I would say what took me a long time to figure out was the concept of like the farming aspect of the game, which they fixed a lot of. Like they modernized a lot of the game.
Yeah.
By the time I came back to it. And what was hardest for me to understand was modding. And I think that's a lot of people's like hardest thing to understand.
Yeah.
And like I had my friend take me through an arbitration and show me how to get galvanized mods. And then once I figured out the galvanized mods, it was kind of all over from there. Like I finally figured out how to do modding, at least at a base level. Like I was taking builds from other people, and I hated that a little bit. So when I looked at, this is kind of where the boar comes back in. I looked at my favorite weapon and I was like, this thing is not hitting the way that I wanted to. So I spent hours build crafting, trying to make the boar what I wanted it to be. And I crafted my first real build that went to a level cap successfully. Yeah. Without needing like any sort of help. And that was kind of after that, I figured out like it clicked for me. And this was just like back in March.
You had that like Danny DeVito, like I get it moment.
Exactly. It was like after that I knew like I could mod on. I can look at a weapon, any weapon now. I can look at its stats and I can mod it properly.
Yeah, because like you said, like modding in Warframe is so deceptively simple at first, because the game goes, just stick a redirection on it, stick a vitality on it, put a sharpness on it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
they're like melee damage and maybe some status and you're good. And it's so much more complicated than that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I created the Academy in the first place, was because I wanted to make a home for all of the concepts that Warframe just didn't explain to me when I was like learning Warframe a long time ago. And obviously DE have made some like real like steps forward in tutorializing these things, but if I'm being honest, it's still lacking for a lot of players. Like it's still not in a digestible format for a lot of people.
Yeah. And like some of these things, like the hints and stuff that they put in the screens are really helpful now, but still we don't even know that they're there sometimes. Yes.
Actually, I was in Coach's chat the other day and someone said to Coach, hey, you should take a look at the little tooltips, right? That, because you can like hover over them and press tab to scroll through them for like warframes or mechanics or the modding screen. And I point out, I don't want to correct another chatter, right? Because that's a dickhead thing to do. But I did want to let Coach know that like these tooltips are really handy until they're not. And a good friend of mine, Thunder, is literally making a YouTube series going through every tooltip in the game and like fact checking them. And an overwhelming amount of tooltips within Warframe are either wrong, just outright incorrect, or pointless, or like mechanically outdated, you know?
Right.
Because Warframe changes a lot. Like they do reworks. It's like they reworked they reworked Nidus but didn't rework his tooltips, sort of thing.
Yeah. That's like, I think that's the part of like the game still being like in beta is like they're, you know, DE as a company is working like on the most what they consider is the most important parts.
Yeah.
And there are glaring like points of the game that need to be fixed.
Yeah.
But need to be fixed like immediately, and that's why they're still the way that they are, like the hints.
Yeah. Yes, because most people don't even know they exist, right? So that's why they're lacking.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I would say. That's what I would say is like the biggest excuse, and that's why it's excusable.
Yeah, for sure.
Is like they aren't really in need to change it right now because most people don't. So once they like fix it to a point to where they can make it more easily accessible to where people can see it, where people know it's there, you know, that's when they can start fixing the tooltips and making them more like, make them more accurate, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Because like, you know, like we said before, the tooltips being outright wrong or like deceptive would be more of an issue if people actually used them and relied on them to get better at the game. But they don't, because Warframe has so much going on in the UI at any given moment that frankly, you just look over them every time you see them.
Right.
But it is noteworthy that some of them, I couldn't quote one off the top of my head, but sometimes they are just outright like, they're either wrong or they're, hey, have you tried using this augment on your Warframe? And it's like, well, why is that a tooltip? Surely you should just like have the augments by now.
Right.
So I have a question here. It's pretty boilerplate. I usually ask about a Warframe and a loadout that a creator has a particular affinity with. However, we're fairly confident that we know what your favorite primary weapon is. So do you mind just talking us through a few of your favorite Warframes instead?
Yeah, sure. I've got two that are of choice outside of Aya farming.
Yeah.
That would be Dante. I love the whole caster aspect. Yeah. People are like, oh, he's not like, so a lot of the ways some people look at things in the game is how do they stand up to level cap?
Yeah.
I don't really like, that doesn't really bother me much. I've taken Dante to level cap multiple times. I'm not really going to like touch too much on like level caps and what they are as far as like what they are to the community. But I think like they're a good test of like what a Warframe can do, but at the same time they're not like, it's not necessary for like what you can do in a game.
Yeah, because the game also isn't like balanced around them, are they? So
yeah, no, not at all. And I love just like taking Dante into like a conjunction survival, throwing my birds out, throwing 56,000 overguard on everybody, and you know, my personal favorite is priming with Viral Tempest, and then just letting my my blast build on my boar go crazy. Yeah. And then recently more of a fan of like secondary wise, the Stug with its Incarnate has been great, which is something I never thought I'd say.
Yeah.
But you know, Warframe can surprise you sometimes.
For sure.
Melee weapons, you know, it's funny. I never really had a melee weapon of choice, but like initially it was, like I said, the Galatine with the Cleaving Whirlwind, but that meta kind of died.
Yeah.
And I just like the spin to win aspect of it, so I still do that sometimes. But lately I put the Zorus on, just because there's a lot of people that like have never done Sisters of Parvos, and I like to have the Zorus on my frame just in case I ever like out of nowhere just decide to run a Sister of Parvos mission and like go to the Granum Void. I always have my Zorus on me. I
mean, making the Zorus explode and taking out a small postcode is always very satisfying.
Yeah, so the Zorus is a cool one. It's a cool melee, and like finding out the mechanics of that is really nice too. Yeah. But outside of that, Uriel, because like when he came out, I was super hyped. I really loved his like the whole Devil of Tau thing, and I'm really hoping that like when the new update comes out that he has some special interactions. If you bring him in particular to the new system.
Yeah.
Like because of how they like word him as the Devil of Tau, I'm really hoping like if you bring that frame into the Tau system that it's like that there's some sort of special lore interactions with him.
Yeah, because he's almost like mythological, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is like he had a whole army of himself.
Yeah.
So like I'm really hoping that there's something they do with that. Like, so the whole mythological aspect of him. Plus I think he's fun to fly around with. I like that most of his kit can remain unchanged, doesn't need like a subsume or anything like that.
Yeah.
Recently I put a subsume on him just to test a new build with my boar, of course.
Yeah.
He synergizes well with Archon mods. Like Archon, I think it's Archon Vitality that adds when you heal. I can't remember what it was.
The fire damage procs twice.
Yes, the fire damage procs twice, and then the one that makes it to where when you heal, it gives you 30% ability strength.
Yeah.
So like having two Archon mods that synergize well with the same frame is so huge, because you almost always find frames that need to use like primed mods over any other mods.
Yeah.
I just like the niche that you can use Archon mods with him.
He's also very good with precision intensify if you really want to build into his brimstone.
Yeah, and his like the sounds he makes too, they're just like I find when I'm just flying around with him and listening to his sounds, like it just makes you feel like super cool, I guess. And Arcane Hotshot works really well with him. Like,
yeah,
it's so fun. Outside of that, Volt for my Aya farming is really fun. You want to go fast, you can go fast.
Yeah, he's the fastest frame besides Titania.
Yep. And like being able to speed up drones during bounties is really useful. I've been using him in isolation vaults recently to speed up
Otak?
Lloyd. Yeah, Otak and Lloyd when they're freaking doing their little generator power-ups, and that's been very nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's probably my third one out of all frames.
Yeah. So do you think that there's any Warframes that are currently like out of circulation that you think are currently like overlooked or misunderstood by the community and could see a little bit more justified playtime than they get?
You know, this might be a hot take, but I think a lot of people hate on Folly too much.
Thank you. Oh my god.
Cause like I've had a lot of people that don't understand her kit just come at me and say like, I hate Folly, I don't like the way she works. Whenever they see a Folly in their game, they're just like, why are they playing Folly? And I'm like, listen, you guys realize that she literally has like a free like key finding thing in her kit where she can just go find, like, if you run a syndicate mission, she can just go find the syndicate tokens for you.
Yeah.
Like, she can, and if you're in a survival, she can find that little syndicate or that little survival key to speed up your survivals for you. She can drop survival towers for you to increase your survivability. Free Thermian RPGs. I mean, like, there's so much utility. Now, granted, some people might argue like they gave her everything with that, but like also the rest of her kit is kind of like, it's kind of niche.
Yeah.
But that makes that versatile part of her kit so much more special.
Yeah. Because I like as a Foley, I say recent, when she came out, she's still new. As a Foley convert, I'll admit that like plein air is awful, but that's why you can subsume over it. You know?
Yeah. Like, there's always the ability to subsume, and like some frames don't need subsumes, sure, but like some frames, I mean, Necros could use a subsume. Like, if we're looking at overlooked frames, like, I mean, Necros is like also another one that I could say like people use him for farming, but like I really genuinely want to take Necros to a level cap. Like,
but he's really competent.
Really. Yeah, I really want to take him to a level cap. Like, I want to subsume something over his 2 and take him to a level cap. Now, a lot of people might say, why his 2? Because I don't like his 2.
Yeah.
I'd rather soul punch enemies, find a way to make the soul punch really strong.
Yeah. And
take him to a level cap.
Yeah. And are there any Warframes that you think could use a massive rework?
Baruch.
Yeah.
I really think Baruch could use a rework, and I actually, this is interesting because I just had a conversation with another creator about this while I was streaming Tenno Ben.
Yeah.
There are a lot of melee frames that just get to go around and do whatever they want, right?
Yeah.
With their melees, and they get to have the time of their lives. But then Baruch is just sitting there like, okay, I get to pop my abilities, maybe get a little bit of restraint. And then like when he's in his 4, it's like the best time of your life. But then it's like limited time offer, it's expired. Yeah. You know? I think a good way to look at how a Warframe's like 4 should be kitted if it's going to be restrained, like that should be like Uriel, Sirius and Orion is a good example. Like frames like that are the frames that have like good kits where their ultimate ability is what I would call it, just because I'm a League nerd, is restrained by the usage of their other abilities. Baruch's just feels so difficult to get started. I feel like he needs like a fine tuning, kind of like how Vauban got.
Especially because some elements of his kit actively prevent him from reducing his restraint as well. Like when he dodges bullets, he doesn't take damage, so he doesn't lose restraint, right? And
I feel like dodging those bullets should give him more progress instead of actively avoiding that.
I just want to say, by the way, my lead mod Dydra is a Baruch fanboy, so he's already in the comments like, Baruch's actually amazing. All 4 of his abilities work really well together. I'm sorry, Dydra. I just think you're wrong.
I love Baruch. I do love him. And like I said, I love his abilities. I just think that like his ability could use a fine tune to where we could get to use his 4 more. Like, because I just don't get to use it enough.
Like his 4 is really good, but the conditionals to be allowed to use it don't justify the juice isn't necessarily worth the squeeze.
Exactly. It's a good way to explain it.
So, when you are playing Warframe on stream and you're interacting with chat, what is one thing that chat does that you really wish they wouldn't?
Sometimes it's like it's hard to say, because like I talk about like this growth that I've gotten, but the level of interaction is like, it's strange. Sometimes it's the new chatters that come in and they're like peddling their wares a little bit, which
like treating it like a buying selling chat.
Like those are probably, and it doesn't happen often, and I treat it in good faith. I'll be like, hey, there's a Discord. If you want to like hop over to the Discord, we can see if anybody's interested. Or like I had somebody asking if I was looking for boar relics, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely always looking for boar relics. But then like right after that, a bunch of my devoted like people that are always in chat are like, I have some boar relics that you can just have. And I was like, I'll take free boar relics. Like, so I was ready. I was like, I'm gonna I'll buy boar relics from people. But then my chat was like, you can have these ones for free. And I was like, okay, well, that solves that issue. So it's kind of like not treating a stream chat like a trade chat, I guess. And remembering that a stream chat is like, it's where we go to interact, not to like advertise ourselves.
Yeah, sure. It's like plat beggars and fashion reviewers as well,
Yeah, look at my fashion. And if it's one of my devoted followers who's asking me to look at their fashion, I'm looking at it right away because they're always there. It's a respect thing for me. But if it's like somebody new, I'm like, I'll look at it in a little bit because I don't want to, I'm not trying to entertain a stream where I'm spending an hour looking at everybody's fashions.
Yeah, because you look at one and then all of a sudden, actually everyone has their favorite fashion that they'd like you to see, and it's very special to them.
Yeah, and I love that about the game too. You know, everybody works hard on their fashions. I just worked really hard on a Uriel fashion that I freaking loved.
Yeah. But there's a time and a place.
Yeah, there's a time and a place. Fashion shows are huge in Warframe.
Oh, dude, they're everywhere.
That's the
I
perfect time.
love them. I've co-judged on one with Dens, and it was genuinely such a good time.
Yeah, I just did my first judge. Well, I would say not my first judge. Yeah, my first judge of a fashion show, because I've done a trash and show judge before.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's just like, even with like the plat beggars, like you take them in good faith and you think, hey, you know, this is probably just someone who's really struggling and they're genuinely reaching out. But then you look and they have like 8K hours played in Warframe or something, and it's just opportunistic.
Yeah, and that kind of leans into the like the fact that a lot of people like adult Tenno playing the game for baby Tenno.
Yeah.
And then you can't differentiate whether or not it's an actual adult Tenno or a baby Tenno sort of thing. Kind of scary sometimes. So I try, like I said, I check everybody's profile before I give them a board and make sure that they actually don't have it.
Yeah.
It's not, it's a trust thing, and it's unfortunate that we have to do it, but like some people take advantage of the system.
We live in a fucked up world, man.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, it's just like there are good parts, there are bad parts.
Yeah. So we're coming up on what I think is my favorite question. But you get a day at Digital Extremes as creative director, and you can add one thing to the game. What would that thing be?
You know, it's so funny because I've had this discussion, and I think like some sort of new like version of Necromech.
Ooh, okay.
Like a new Necromech, a new Necromech lore, or like it's so hard because of the way that Necromech lore works. But like the way I was explaining it the other day on stream, a Tau Forged Necromech,
Okay.
like would be amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to see like a sentient Necromech.
That could go really hard.
And I like something about the sounds the Necromech makes, and just like the lore of the Necromech scratches my brain the right way.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely love to see like some more juice with the Necromech. So if I was at DE for a day, I would do something with Necromechs. And you know, a lot of people would say, why not a new boar variant? Well, because there are truly some things in the game that could use like
Love first.
some updating. Yeah, some love. And while I love my boar, it's got like an Incarnon right now.
Yeah.
It's sitting in a pretty good spot, I think. Necromechs, we've got Bone Widow, we've got Void Rig, and we have nothing else right now. Even Necromech fashion is terrible. Like, can we get some new Necromech fashion, please?
Yeah, just take a look at them again.
Yeah.
I feel like the lore of the Necromechs is also like terrifying once you get to learn it, because obviously with the Warframe you're transferring as an operator into the Warframe itself. Obviously, you know, the Dark Soldier's been converted with the grey strain of the Helminth virus, right? But with a Necromech, you're transferring into a coffin of dead people, and you're controlling that like it's a dreadnought from 40k.
Yeah.
And
it's basically that's what
like even compared to a Warframe, that's fucking horrifying.
Yeah, like I mean, you can look at like a Warframe as a meat golem, but you look at a Necromech as like a sarcophagi.
It's like a walking sarcophagus. It's crazy.
Yeah, with a weapon attached to it. Yeah, and like the dreadnoughts are a good like example. Yeah, like. But that's why, like, I find them so fascinating too, and why I think a sentient one would go so hard.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
I just think it would be so awesome to have just some more necromech lore. It would be amazing.
So, do you have any particularly spicy Warframe hot takes that you feel deserve some daylight?
I don't know necessarily if it's a hot take or not, but like, I think the bounty system needs a rework.
Okay.
I think like, I think the rewards are like too spaced out. Like, as somebody who like just got into the Aya farming pretty hardcore, maybe I don't have as much of a right to talk about this as some other people, but feeling like it's like an all or nothing when you do bounties is very irritating, because like you go into a stage 5 bounty with randos in a mission, and like you get that capture bounty on Cetus where you have to capture the commander, but you can't kill any enemies around him. And almost always the first thing a rando does is come in and slam down with their melee and kill every enemy around them. Immediately fail the bounty. And then for like, if it's the second mission in the bounty, you have immediately lost your bonus for the entire rest of the bounty. You have to play through the whole bounty to get your rewards. Like, there's no reason to go back and restart, because you still have a chance to get like all your other rewards still. You just won't get the bonus reward at the end. So like I genuinely think like, if maybe that's not so much a hot take, but like I probably had something better prepared for this, but like that's something that like really sticks out in my mind.
No,
like,
for sure.
Aya bounties, like in particular, like finding Aya is probably, farming Aya is one of the worst experiences, as much as I do it. Like, to farm Aya for 2.5 hours and only come out with 40, and that's on a good day.
That sucks, dude.
Is terrible. And then to also buy the relics with the Aya and to only get a chance at getting the things that you want with those relics. And then also having a chance to get Forma blueprints instead of the items that you want. Like, that just adds to the like, oh my gosh, I spent 8 hours grinding this Aya just to get Forma blueprints. So I'm sure there's other Aya farmers who share my sentiment, but I'm sure there's also a lot of people in Warframe who just simply don't care, which is why it might be considered a hot take.
For sure. I mean, like, there are people who farm Aya all year round, specifically for like the end of year, like that, like it's like the 6 Warframe Prime Resurgence relics that come around, like the Vanguard relics. And they were so hurt when DE changed how bounties work to make it so that you couldn't repeat objectives. That was, I heard what hurt a lot of people. Now, like, what I like have just off the top of my head, like a way I thought of is like adding a bounty bonus to every single separate like node of the mission. And then just making it more rare to get Aya as a bonus from the bounty. And instead adding a like the smaller bonuses have more of a chance to drop like resources from that planet. As a bonus, like a couple, like 10 resources or a resource cache or something like that, you know? And then like you have an uncommon chance to get Aya as the bonus. And then if you successfully complete all of the bonuses, that's when you have like a good chance to get Aya as a bonus. Well, so it's all like a jackpot mechanic where if you get all golds the entire time, you get like an uber reward right at the end.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're gonna get it either. So like, you could farm theoretically a decent amount, but like you're not like all or nothing on all 5. Like, you don't have to. Like, if you go into a bounty with some randoms, it would encourage public play, is what I'm saying. Because like the way it is right now, nobody wants to play in a public game. with bounties, because they are like, and that's really hostile to new players. Like, I feel like it's very hostile to new players. Nobody wants to play in a public game with new players because they feel like, oh, these new players are just gonna fail my bounties. Me, I don't really care too much, as much as like it's a hot take for me.
Yeah.
Because I'll take the failure as long as I get some Aya out of the main bounty. I'm okay with it. But it still sucks that it's all or nothing. I fail one of the bonus objectives and I don't get a bonus reward at the end of the mission. So just, you know, I feel like it's a nice compromise. And then it might increase slightly the amount of Aya you get after a long farm without overcommitting, like, because I know people were getting like 140 Aya every like hour on some Aya farms back before they nerfed like the type of missions that you could get, the repeatable missions. And that's a little excessive, because that would mean that you could farm like almost 1,000 Aya in a day. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, you could farm like 1,600 if you were like just no-lifing it.
Yeah, if you were no-lifing it, but now it's like 250 Aya takes about 8 hours to farm.
Yeah. So, as someone who's been playing Warframe for a long time, is there something that you see, like sometimes in your chat or sometimes with randoms, that you think, like, oh, you know, this person is getting something wrong? Like, what do you think new players misunderstand about Warframe quite frequently?
I think, like the order of operations. It's funny that like that's the thing that I think of, like the wording, the phrasing. But like what people think they should do, like, so a lot of people want to rush into building prime frames as soon as possible, and I like generally my advice would be to build every base frame as soon as possible, like farm out every base frame like that you can anyways, because obviously it's not possible to build every base frame immediately. There are some that are locked behind some things, but you want to build every base frame, that way you have the ability to, you know, the option to helminth them as soon as possible, so that when you get their prime frames and when you get all those prime frames, those cool prime frames that you have abilities that you can subsume if you need to. And your helminth is already leveled up and you've got all these cool things that you can implement into your prime frames, and you're not stuck at like rank 3 helminth with 5 subsume slots available like I am right now, currently still trying to level up my helminth because I rushed all my prime frames. I've got like 40 prime frames and I've got like 32 of the base frames only. So like order of operations is a big one, and deleting weapons before before checking to see if they combine into other weapons.
Yes, that's a huge one as well. And people selling the Zorus as well.
Oh, the Zorus, yes. No, never sell the Zorus. Like, I've never personally come across somebody that's done that, but if you do that, it's super unfortunate.
Yeah, especially because grinding out Cephalon Simaris to get the Zorus back is probably the worst grind in the game.
Yeah, unless you are like, unless you're already at endgame to where you can level cap and get those free scans at the end.
Yeah,
you are gonna have a tough time getting that standing back up.
Yeah. So, how have you been feeling about Warframe's current content? Like where we are at the minute with the Mere Nightwave, Dog Days, the Ice Blade of Naren coming up, the Tau system. We're getting 2 planets before the end of the year as well.
I think that they have released like, so with the two current releases, I think people were like expecting more, but after hearing about the Tau system, I can understand if they've had this in their pocket for a while, why Sirius and Orion and Folly were not as big.
Yeah. So,
because if they've had this in their pocket and they've been working on an entirely new planet, 2 new planets with a new storyline at the same time, That is pretty big. That's like one of the biggest things that's happened in Warframe for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. It's the first new star chart ever, and Warframe's been going for nearly 14 years now.
Yeah, so like I think a lot of people can sit here and complain that we don't have, like, with Sirius and Orion we only got a 2-hour story, and with Foley we didn't get a story, we got a mission. But like, what also might be a hot take is that, like, while they were releasing these 2 stories, they were definitely working on the Tau system at the same time.
Yeah,
because that's how game development goes.
Yeah, of course.
It's not like a linear process. It all happens at the same time sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's like in that dev short earlier in the year, Rebecca said that they already know every Warframe they're going to release in a year is already made by January.
Yeah, so like linearly, like they're already working like on probably the next frames for the next, like, oh my gosh, like it's so crazy to think about, because it's like thinking about like time wise, like reversing time in a way.
Yeah,
but to think that we're getting 2 new planets, a whole new system, then we're going to be getting the sentient, like the Tau Forge mode or whatever it's called.
Yeah, with, Tau Path. Yeah,
the Tau Path mode, which is going to be completely different. And then possibly even like sentient liches in the future.
Yeah, sentient liches has been big on my wish list for a while, actually.
Yeah, and I'm like, all I can think of is, how long have they been working on this, and is that why like the content we've had has not been so big? And then I'm thinking, like, they released like Uriel's update just this past December. To have only been working on this for a year is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
like, well, especially for a free-to-play game.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if you watched the interview that Megan did with Tactical Potato. Obviously, I don't expect everyone to catch everything, but I personally cover Warframe as, like, a secondary job, so I always do. But Megan said in that interview that Fornax and the Tau system reveal was actually meant to be last year's TennoCon, right? Mm-hmm. When we got the old piece. But she said that, like, we had, like, she was like, that year, so that year was meant to be Fornax and Tau. And they said, narratively, we have no reason to want to go, like, we want to go to Tau as players, but we have no idea, we have no way narratively to justify even getting to Tau. And so they actually wrote the old piece at, like, the last minute to, like, get it ready in time for a TennoCon reveal. And then, like, between TennoCon and launch day, they were like, oh, quick, get it done.
Right.
So Fornax has been, like, cooking for a long time, which is why I think if Fornax launched last year, we would only have the 1 planet. But I think the reason that they launched 2 planets this year, or they're going to launch 2 planets this year, is because the second planet that we were meant to be getting this year as our second planet was meant to be our TennoCon reveal.
Right, and, like, the other crazy thing to think about is, now that we're in Tau, how many more planets are they going to release in Tau afterwards? Because we already know, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, that the Tau, the sentient liches are, like, coming a couple months after release.
They have,
I think, is what I heard.
Surely they're coming.
And then that means, like, from there, they can release more content, not only for the Origin system, but also for the Tau system. Sorry, I'm pulling my hand up on one side.
It's all good.
And so now we have 2 systems we can have content for. We can have sentient content, and we can have Origin system content.
Yeah.
And it just leaves, like, there's so much to be explored, and I'm so excited with what DE has to offer. Like, as far as they've made a beautiful universe with this, and, like, this exploration of the Tau system is the most exciting thing for me.
Yeah. And it's like, you said about people complaining about the last two updates, right? So I had critiques of both the Shadowgrapher and Jade Shadow's Constellations personally, but only because I think Foley's Hunt, as a personal experience, was just too far detached from the Warframe, the Warframe blueprint to be if they either needed to make it more like the Warframe we knew, or go the whole way and just make it actually just like a horror game, But it was in that uncanny valley of too Goldilocks to be good, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I completely understand what you mean. It was very strange. It was almost like it didn't belong.
Yeah.
But also, if you think about it, maybe that kind of fits with Foley as a character, because she is kind of strange as a Warframe.
And also, my main critique of Jade Shadow's Constellations was that it was an amazing 2-hour quest with just the shittest, most contrived ending I've personally experienced, in the sense that it's really cool and it feels like it should have been 2 missions. I really enjoyed Jade Shadow's Constellations until Hun Hao says, oh, by the way, I'm going to sacrifice all my memories and just give you guys the out to end the mission now, by the way.
Yeah, it feels like it could have gone for at least another hour and a half or so before they ended it. It
felt like they went, we're really cutting it close to player retention time, so we should just find a way to end this at this point in the quest. Because otherwise it'll drag, and it's maybe you could have just made it another quest, follow it up, to give it a break,
Yeah, just a little bit. Maybe just release the Jade Shadows first part of the quest, and then halfway through the month release the second part.
Yeah.
To build that tension.
Exactly right. Leave them on a cliffhanger. Leave it at the part where Ryoku and Vina come to the hideout and they're give us back, the boy. When Sirius and Orion come to the hideout and they're give us back our mentor,
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know, it felt if you can finish the quest by Hun Hao saying, by the way, I'm going to give up all my memories and give you guys a happy ending where everyone is joyous and in peace and harmony, then why did we need to do the first 2 hours of the quest? Why couldn't Hun Hao just do that to begin with?
Yeah, it really was sort of a, well, why then?
Hun Hao was sitting on a button that said win, save the day the whole time. Why did we have to do all that fighting?
So a little bit more build up to Hun Hao's personal conflict within himself would have been nice.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Hun Hao making a sacrifice should absolutely be part of the quest, because it's so emblematic of Hun Hao passing the torch down to the Stalker and stuff, right, to Sorin. Mm-hmm. And it's a really cool idea, but it felt like they went, we need to include all of these different elements in this quest, and also right now.
Yeah, just do it right now. Throw all the pancakes onto the plate.
Yeah, exactly. It's you could have saved this idea for a rainy day, but now we have to do Hun Hao sacrifice, and we have to do a happy ending, and we have to do the Pontus Tower, and we have to do it today. And it's
yeah,
that's what I mean when I say it could have been 2 or 3 missions, because then you get 3 arcs, one of discovery, one of sacrifice, and then one of redemption, or something. Yes. But instead, Hun Hao rolled over, found the lost TV remote under the sofa cushion, and went, oh, I had the win button the whole time, guys. My bad.
My bad. I got this. Reverse, rewind.
Yeah, right. But no, I understand why people get annoyed at people grieving about it, because I feel like a lot of the people are grieving over the wrong shit, in my opinion. Because I don't hate it, but I have issues with it. But then there are people who are by the way, I think Vina and Ryoku are lame and stupid, and it's no, stop putting me in this camp with you people. You're just being whiny idiots.
Yeah, they're cool. Leave me alone. I just wanted a little bit more expose.
Actually, I think Vina's design is really, really, really boring and stupid, because it's not what I wanted her to be in my head. It's go apply for a job then.
Go be DE. Go be DE.
Go design a proto frame, send it to Rebecca, and get it in the game. I could. Everything, actually, the world is centered around me. You know?
Yeah.
So, we spoke a little bit before the interview, and I'm pretty sure you know what's coming up. But this is a part of the show where I ask you what Warframe content creators deserve to have nice things said about them.
Okay, so first of all,
let me put away Chili real quick. Goodbye, Chili.
Huge, massive shout out. This is gonna come as a surprise. Maybe not. To Mr. Chili himself.
Okay, right. This is a first.
Okay, I just, we've been talking a lot, and
yeah, like DMs and stuff as well.
Yeah, so, dude, I've been watching your videos. I've been having a great time. Your interactions are swell. You have a lot of very, very, just like, I think you have a baseline niche in like lore that so many people need to experience. Like, even you going through the lore with me just in this interview has been eye-opening. Some of the things that I haven't known that I've learned. And I got to talk more about Necromex with you because I didn't even know really about the sarcophagi thing, which I must have missed in the original missions. So huge shout out to you and for even considering me as part of like an interview, because I never even thought that that would be like seeing as a moderator, going from a moderator of a big streamer to a streamer myself. Of course, having been a streamer before, but not a big one, to being invited here is massive. So yes, huge shout out to you first and foremost.
That's such a huge privilege. Thank you so much.
And then the other three that I have lined up, 3 in total, is I got, like I said before, Coach, the whole reason that I started streaming again, sub him out, Coach. Yeah. He gave me the courage. He encouraged me. He was like, you need to start streaming again. Once he found out that I streamed, I had a lot of anxiety about streaming again because of a bad experience I had when I was moderating for somebody else way back in the early 2020s. Now that we're in mid 2020s now, I can call it that. But he encouraged me. He was like, yeah, you need to get back into streaming. And I heard him say a couple times, he's like, I want you to get a consistent schedule. He was always pushing me. Yeah. And now that I'm in it, he's like one of my biggest cheerleaders. And then, so huge shout out to him. And I love him. His energy's always positive. He's always got the right vibes on stream. He always has fun. He's such a welcoming person. I've known him for over a year now, and the dude is just amazing.
Huge respect for Mr. Coach. Honestly, I feel like it's safe to say he's an inspiration to every creator that he has, even had like a modicum of influence in, not like influence over, but just, like a piece of him has touched them, and it's been only ever for the better.
Yeah, genuinely. And from there, I'd say like Dongo, Senator Dongo, for sure. It's something of a surprise because I never felt like I'd be so in tune, like even in a conversation with him. Yeah. But like the fact that he was so gung-ho and he's been so like supportive of the creation of the Boar Priest is like why I have to shout him out. Like he, every time I'm in his chat, he is riling me up like 100%. He sees me and he's like, the Boar Priest, the boar roars, you guys. And he is just like, he is all about it. And so like to give me that energy, and like when I'm just like I'm just a silly guy who likes the boar, like it's really, it gives me the energy when like the people in my life haven't necessarily always believed in me like my mom has. And like I've gotten encouragement to stream before, but like at the same time they've also questioned me a lot.
Yeah.
So my mom has always believed in me. I just want to put that out there for the people watching. But like there have been doubters is what I'll say. And to have him, like somebody, a paragon like him, like basically be a cheerleader like that, and then like even to like in one of his most recent videos to talk about me the way that he did, like it makes me kick my feet a little bit. So big shout out to him.
Blushing and smiling and kicking your feet on the bed like woo.
Yes. Last but not least, another one that many people who have watched your stream might be familiar with is Alpine. She's kind of like a behind the scenes supporter. Good friend. We talk.
Yeah.
She does not like, she's not not in the spotlight as much. Even though she has experienced some extremely successful growth as of late, and I'm super proud.
Yeah, she got raided by someone who was raided by Primetime. Yeah, by Primetime, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she was. Nanobite, I believe, raided her. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's so cool.
And that was massive. She handled it like a champ. Like I was so surprised. And like to see, especially since I was there the first time Coach raided her before before NPC was formed.
Yeah.
And she was sitting just at 5 views just a couple months ago. Like on average, and to see where she's gone from there is amazing. And to see now she's like one of those pillars, and she pops up in stream all the time. She chats, she hangs out, she lurks. Yep, she lurks too. And she is always got a tab up and is always supporting in her own way. And it has really like her and her mod Miles, shout out to Miles too, are always like supporting us. And so that's why a big shout out to Alpine too. Yeah. So
and actually a little more about the behind the scenes thing. Obviously as NPC we have our own little NPC server that we all communicate in, right? And whenever anyone posts anything about like talking about success or motivation or growth, I can always guarantee that Alpine will be like reacting with the cat heart bongo emoji every time. Like if like genuinely between her and Berserk, if something has a react on it, it's one of those two every time.
They read everything.
Yeah, they do, and they respond to everything, and they make you feel seen.
They really do. They're always there supporting.
Yeah. So, God, I thank you for nearly making me tear up on my own show, by the way. You're awful to me.
I just tell the truth.
Well, I was going to ask, what's the most unhinged thing you've seen another player do in Warframe and or Warframe related spaces?
Oh gosh, Warframe or Warframe related spaces. Probably watching a baby Tenno solo the guilty for the first time.
Oh, Brooke, right? Talking about Brooke?
It wasn't Brooke first, actually.
No way.
Coach challenged Senate, one of our newest VT members first.
Senate VT got you.
Yeah, he was baby Tenno, like MR13, I think. Like, and he was powering through MR, so he was probably like at the stage of like an MR5 when he took on the guilty for the first time. And then he did the Honoria challenge, where he did it with all three, like not all three, all of the Warframes.
The savior of Perita, Honoria.
Yeah, yes, he did it. Not only did he solo the guilty with Noko, but then he took the challenge even further and went and soloed it with all of them.
It's like Caliban, Trinity. There's a few, isn't there?
Yeah. So like probably the single most like unhinged thing as a creator to watch, like a baby Tenno at the time.
Yeah.
Just be like, yeah, sure, I'll solo the guilty, and then just watch him like stream 10 hours grinding and soloing, like attempting solo attempts, and then doing like, oh my gosh, it was very unhinged. Like maybe not crazy like what people were hoping for, but like, I mean, I still haven't even soloed guilty.
Yeah. I was actually hanging out with Senate and Berserk the other night, killing John Prodman together, which was really fun.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that. Caught it right as you guys summoned him.
That was crazy. I think the funniest part about that entire stream was that I'm not even back to streaming yet. I'm still in my off season, and I was getting resubs and follows whilst I wasn't even live. So I'm in Berserk stream thanking people, and he's like, "No, please go ahead. This is really good."
Yes, he loves it. Berserk is one of our best prime advocates.
Yeah. Also, if you guys have been shouted out, please comment something nice on the video. No, I'm joking. Trading favors at this point. No. But during Warframe, sometimes people make mistakes in their gameplay. Is there anything you wish you could turn back the clock on in your own playtime in Warframe?
Yeah, I mean, if I had to say, there was a few things. I had a friend gift me all the Archon mods.
Yeah.
And they were already maxed out too. So like, I already have all of them.
Yeah.
And I have no need to go and do any of the Archon mod quests.
Oh,
like grind them.
The call missions.
Yeah, I have no real reason to grind the call missions.
Yeah.
And that kind of saddens me.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I could sell the Archon mods and then go grind it again.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just like that's one thing that like, I'm like, I have these Archon mods, and initially I didn't even know where they came from.
I mean, if it's any solace, they're either going to be your least favorite content or your worst favorite, like, you know, or most favorite content, because it's, again, so different to, like, base Warframe.
Yeah. And, like, outside of that, probably not like properly logging all the MR things that I've grinded, like,
yeah,
in like a, I don't know, like a notepad or something, so that like when I go to look at the things that I need to grind, now that I'm creeping up on MR30, yeah, I can like have a good log. Because now I just look at it and, like, you know, of course there's a Leica frame and stuff like that you can look at, but it still doesn't feel like it's organized enough for me.
Yeah, you need like a Pokédex or like a Trello for your Warframe.
Yeah, definitely.
And we've been recording now for 1 hour and 50 minutes. So I'm gonna round out this interview in the same way I always do. Before we say goodbye and before we shout you out, is there anything about Warframe, to end this on a wholesome note, what is one thing about Warframe that you think no other game does as successfully as Warframe, or even at all?
Okay. Warframe encourages such a diversity of players that just like blows my mind that there can be like so many different types of people playing the game, like people that play first person shooters, people that play Destiny, people that play puzzle games, people that play farming games, people that play like, and these are the people that like really play those games only usually.
Yeah.
All of those people coming together and playing Warframe, like it's so hard to get those people to all play the same type of game.
Yeah.
Like, because I have friends that all play those type of games, and getting them all to play the same type of game is like pulling teeth. But then asking those people to play Warframe, they're like, oh yeah, I'll hop on Warframe. And so that is such a special thing, like having that one game that everybody will play is so. I like the fact that DE has managed to create a game that it seems like everybody will or has played is crazy. It's so insane and so amazing. They've done a great job. And the fact that it's free to play.
Yeah.
And like there's not a toxic gimmick of like pay to win strat in it.
Yeah.
Is probably the next, like the other thing that I would say. Like,
just remember, ninjas play free.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's truly like they did great.
Yeah.
Words cannot express. Like, I could go on and on.
Genuinely, there is no game out there that is like Warframe. And I know people used to compare Warframe and Destiny 2 all the time. But it is so apples and oranges that I don't think you'd even find the same people playing the same stuff unless they were already going to do that anyway.
2,000 hours on Destiny, 1,000+ hours on Warframe, and I couldn't compare the two.
Yeah, right? It was like this like really weird like pseudo beef between like two very different properties. And it felt like all of the beef between Warframe and Destiny was always between instigators and never between people who are actually fans of one or the other.
Yeah, kind of like the beef between, like, it felt like the beef between Battlefield and Call of Duty. Like, yeah, they're first-person shooters, but they're idealistically different games.
Yeah,
like,
for sure, totally different. It's I don't know. It's always been funny to me, like how crazy Warframe, like, it's a free game and it has like an annual convention plus like pop-up conventions around the world, dude. I'm going to the one in London, soon. So
yeah, I mean, have fun with that. Like, genuinely, that sounds like such a blast.
Yeah. And speaking of having a blast, I've had an absolutely amazing time talking to you today. For the people at home, where can we catch you?
You can always catch me at streaming on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, twitch.tv/BoarPriestEve.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here, Eve. It's been an absolute privilege and an honor.
And it is always an honor to chat with you, my friend Chili.
Thank you very much. I'll see you again another time.
And you.